Right here, down. Protect them out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, man. Let's do this. Family, I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles Nation and TMTP family? Welcome back to another episode of the Main Thing Podcast Presents. It's your boy, Mr. Owns, and after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes.
What's going on, Eagles community? This is your man, Big Huss, the one you trust, bringing you all your Philadelphia Eagles latest. Look, man, I hope everybody's having a great weekend, preparing themselves for a great week. Me and Mr. Owens decided to come chop it up with y'all for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, before we got started with everything, we got a little bit of AJ talk, got some BG talk, and then we want to talk about some of the not only great players, but great leaders that we've had over the course of our Eagles history. Now, we're only going to name a few. There's a lot of leaders that will be left off this list. That's no slight to them. The Eagles community and Eagle leadership that we have has been great. So we just want to kind of give it a little love. That's all. But before we jump into that, Mr. Owens wants to holler at you real quick.
You already know the vibes, Big Huss. To our season supporters, thank you for the continued support. To our new supporters, welcome to the community and the family. I'm going to keep it short and simple. Make sure to continue to like the videos, continue to flood those comment sections, share and subscribe to the community and the content. And last but not least, y'all better not forget to do this. Last but not least, don't forget to turn on the notification bells so you don't miss when we drop this pressure on y'all, all right? But look, back to what we had come here for. Keep the main thing. You already know, Big Huss. The main
thing.
Hey, man, let's get to it
now. So, hey, getting to the main thing. Here we go. So first with AJ. AJ had recently posted his media account, and he says he's also posted. Hope that the Philadelphia Eagles will repost it and kind of share. He wants to get a little chant going for when he makes his plays. You know, Coop comes out, pick to the crib, hope. Cool, you know what I'm saying? Bull comes out, he like, yo, keep it down, chill, you feel me? So AJ want to do a little something, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to interact with everybody. So he gave it up to the fans to kind of like give them some options. So me and Mr. Owens, we came up with a couple ideas we want to share with y'all. We hope that we share with him, you feel me? And kind of see where it goes.
And make sure y'all do y'all part too. Share
sure.
what me and Big Huss say too, man.
For sure,
do y'all's
for sure.
part. Y'all support us. We love y'all, but make sure y'all do y'all part too.
All right. Hey, for real though, do y'all part.
But nah, for real. Let's get into it, Big Huss.
Yeah, let's get into it. So Mr. Owens, he had a little something that he came up with that I actually kind of I like that drawing.
Oh, you do?
So hey, show the boys that drawing right quick.
You know what I mean? So look, man, I was sitting there thinking about it for the past few days when I first heard him come out and say that he wants to chant, which he deserves because AJ Brown always makes plays.
That he does.
He always makes plays. One of the best receivers in Eagles history, and then one of the best receivers currently that we have in the NFL here today. But I wanted to do something intriguing and fun with the chant. And so we all know that his government name is Arthur Juan Brown. So I was thinking when AJ makes a big play, we all know that the announcers come across and say, AJ Brown with the reception. I was thinking that with our fan base, one side, like how Penn State says, we are, the other side says Penn State, and vice versa. It goes like that. So I was thinking here in the Philly community, in this Eagle fan base, this lovely Eagles fan base that we have, one side can say Arthur, then the other side says Juan K. Because if y'all get it, Juan, Juan sounds like Juan. And what's it called? He's always 1K, always open. So I think Arthur, Juan K will be hard. And then on a Jumbotron, they could put Arthur at the top and then put Juan and then a big A. Oh, I'm sorry. And then a big K behind the N in Juan. My bad, y'all.
Nah, I like that idea though. I think that's pretty sweet. I ain't gonna lie, the nice play on words for real. Like I said, he is 1K always open.
AJ Brown, a 6'1", 227 pound wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. Code names Batman and always open. He will cook your favorite cornerback, no matter what. He's down there somewhere.
He does that.
He does.
Okay, he does that. So that's pretty sweet. So we got a little touchdown, John. I thought when he gets the first down, since he's number 11, yeah, I mean, throw up the 11. Get that joint. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Just some things we throwing out there.
See, I like that though, because that's something that they can easily put on a Jumbotron. He already does this anyway. You see what I'm saying? So for him to go,
and you gotta think
that's tough.
That's something that the fans can do too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the fans, we all, you know what I'm saying, on the coop, yeah. The white.
That way. You feel me? It's all about engagement.
11 that way. You
that
feel
way.
me?
It's all about engagement, Big Huss.
Yeah. So I like both them ideas. I really do.
I love them.
Hey, we put them out there. TMTP community. Share that, John, bro. Put that out there. Let them know. Let them know. Maybe it catches fire. Hopefully he likes it, man.
Mm-hmm.
For real. So, Chant go crazy. We'll see what they come up with. Man, now moving on to a legend, BG. BG basically, he putting it out there. He expecting them Eagle boys to repeat. And honestly, I have to agree with him.
Yes.
One of the things that he had mentioned, he said, we got to address the things that pop up in the season that happened this year, and we addressed it and we moved on. We stayed focused on what the goal was, but you got to make sure that you have leaders in that room, which I know they do. Why can't it be them to do it again? That's how he feels. And honestly, that's how I feel. Like, why can't they do it again? All the pieces are there from a talent perspective, from a leadership perspective. Also, I mean, the fact that we lost a BG and everything, look, that's a big loss. We all know what BG meant to the Eagles, the community, everything else, but we weren't at a loss because we lost him, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? We lost him, yes, bad, but we had the players that can step in, fill in that role, the Nolan Smiths, the Jalen Carters, the Coops, the Quinions, the Zach Bonds. That's just on the defensive side. We even got to the offensive side. You know what I mean? QB1 to lead that race there. So the confidence that he has in his group, I don't believe it's unfounded. And I don't think he's just going out on a whim saying this. I think this is something that he legitimately feels. And as a fan base, I feel that we should legitimately feel like, why can't it be us? We stay healthy, everything goes right. We have the coaches. Yes, there's been some turnover with coaches, but we've proven to be one of the few teams that can overcome that, because we lose coaches every year. That's nothing new for us.
You ain't never lie.
You know what I'm saying? When you have that type of success, then people are gonna want to put their hand in that cookie. Man, what's going on over here, man? It smells good in here. What y'all got going on? So they do that. But we found a way to, that happens, to overcome that and succeed to the tune of, 2 Super Bowl appearances, a Super Bowl win. I mean, we reach in the playoffs every year. So I think we're in prime position, not only this year, but for years to come.
And you couldn't be more spot on with that take, because obviously we know BG's one of the legends, one of the ones in Philadelphia. Obviously, certain voices ring louder than others, and his voice rang loudly. You see what I'm saying? And of course, we know BG for always smiling, always talking junk and everything. You always see BG, even on a one video that sticks out in my mind was when it was him and Fletch. And BG was talking junk to one of the old linemen, and Fletch was like, BG
had to pull him back.
Yeah, BG just kept talking. He was like, hey, BG's like, I gotta get it. He's like, B8, come on. He's like, all right, my bad. Like,
Next play. All right, gotta get 3 and out. 3 and out right here, all right? Hey. Hey!
Yeah,
play, let's go.
I know, I got you. You know I'm with you, Flex.
All right.
you know, you always have one of them type of players on the team, but
Sure.
one thing that I can always admire about BG is no matter what, he always put in max effort and always put the team first and always legitimately went out balls to the wall in games. So obviously, as I mentioned, BG's always talking junk, right? So obviously, this is from when he threw jabs at the New York Giants and then also threw jabs at the Washington Commandos at the Fanatics Fan Fest that is held in New York City. We know that with the Commanders, one of their fans had said, "Oh, y'all worried about the Commanders?" And BG basically simply replied, "We're not worried about the Commanders, and we're not worried about Debo being overweight." So you know how BG be talking junk. No matter if he's on the field or off the field, BG will forever talk junk for the Eagles and be in the front and center for the Philadelphia Eagles. But to add on to what you said, BG also said that I already love how Coach Nick Sirianni is talking about perfume, where it smells great, but don't drink it. It's poison. And winning, we won the Super Bowl. It's great, but to think that you're going to do it again without working like you did, that's a poisonous mindset, which is super correct. I love where he went with it, and I think they'll do good with that message. That message is a strong one, especially coming from the head coach, Nick Sirianni. He has done a great job in fostering and building a culture to the point where great talent comes in and respects the culture that he has put in place. For all the people who try to discredit what Nick Sirianni does on the sideline, you have to understand when you have the talent that we have on our team, the egos that we have on our team, and for him to be able to collect all of that and have them be able to play as one and play for one another is a beautiful thing. Hence why even when we had that little, I'm not going to say a rift, but when everybody was like, oh, AJ's mad at Jalen, Bubba, they're not best friends, and BG accidentally spoke out of line, you have to have strong leadership in place to be able to overcome that type of stuff. When that type of stuff happens, it's called adversity. It only the strong survive. And the culture, the team, the organization, we all overcome adversity. That's what being an Eagle fan is all about. Being doubted, overcoming adversity, and showing others what we're truly all about. And me and Huss, we forgot to mention it last time on our video, but it's very prevalent for when you have a head coach and he tries to build a culture. You have to have the dogs on your team, the superstars on your team, the alphas on your team to buy into what the coach is preaching. Once you have that, the coach can say whatever message they want to say to the players, but every player doesn't receive it unless those superstars buy into what the coach is saying. Then when those players buy into what the coach is saying and then relay the message that the coach is saying to the other players, everybody buys in. That's what it's all about, because if you don't have those type of leaders in that locker room, it's going to all fall apart. That's why it's so funny when you see these other organizations talking about, oh, well, we're in a rebuild, we're going to do this, and they try to mirror what the Eagles have been doing. Everybody doesn't have the players. Everybody doesn't have the front office. Everybody doesn't have the coaches that the Philadelphia Eagles have, and that's why we sustain success. Also, one quick thing about that too, Huss, is what BG saying winning the Super Bowl. I've been scouring the internet doing our due diligence, and I've been seeing a lot of articles saying, well, first it was like we mentioned on the last video, because QB1, he's really not that good. He just has a lot of talent and help around him. Right. Then I'm starting to see this, Huss, where they're saying, oh, the Eagles went to the Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley. Now, no disrespect to Saquon Barkley, because we fully respect and we support Saquon Barkley on the Main Thing Podcast presents. But when it comes to a team, everybody keeps saying we wouldn't have made it to the Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley. If my math is mathing, 3 years ago, we were just in the Super Bowl, correct?
That is true.
Last time I checked, 2022, right? Correct, Huss, right? Last time I checked, Saquon Barkley, this was his first season in Philadelphia, right? Cool. So if we went to the Super Bowl in 2022 without Saquon Barkley, why do y'all feel that we only needed Saquon Barkley to get to a Super Bowl?
And now, Pete, it's funny that you say that because Fox just put something out where basically they said they have a ranking of top 10 all-time seasons by a quarterback, the daily ranker.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts comes in ranked at number 9 for that 2022 season when he went on that Super Bowl run. You know what I'm saying? So going in what you're saying, we've been to that promised land before. That's no slight to Saquon. Saquon is Saquon. We appreciate you, baby, for real. But you know what I'm saying? But this Jalen was leading this team well before Saquon got here and having success doing it. Yeah, I mean, so the disrespect, and it's crazy how you get disrespected after winning the Super Bowl. You the Super Bowl MVP, and they still talk down. It makes no sense.
No sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many quarterbacks have went to the playoffs every year as a starter? Not many can say that.
Not many.
A lot of quarterbacks in the league still haven't made the playoffs. So to have the success he's had, with talent and without, I mean, it doesn't matter. The dude's a baller, man.
And it's just weird energy and weird talk because, like, so everybody keeps saying we want to have went in 2022 without Saquon. But as you just said, Fox put out the list of the top 10 quarterback seasons for a Super Bowl, right? All time, correct? And QB1 was number 9 with the 2022 season. Ain't it ironic and ain't it funny that he's number 9 with the all-time best season, but he didn't win the MVP that season, and they gave it to Patty Mahomes, whose 2022 season wasn't even on that list. And I believe that 2022 season, he didn't have a great statistical year.
He didn't.
But I digress. We know how we feel about QB1 because QB1, without him, a lot of players, we talked about this off camera as well, because a lot of talent wouldn't come to Philadelphia. QB1, his leadership, the way he moves, the way he carries himself, his work ethic, it's noticed around the league. Hence why A.J. Brown is here. A.J. Brown is QB1's best friend. A.J. Brown would have had one to come to Philadelphia if QB1 wasn't the quarterback. Smitty was chosen by us in the draft. He was about to get drafted by the Giants, but why did the Eagles jump in front of the Giants? Because one, we knew we needed a receiver and a dynamic playmaker, Smitty. 2, who were teammates at Alabama? Just QB1 and Smitty, right?
Right.
Another person, when you look at Saquon, a reason why Saquon said he came to the Eagles was because all those losing years that he had with the New York non-football Giants, right? All those years he's looking across the sidelines, seeing the offensive lines, seeing Smitty, AJ, QB1. He said he came here strictly off the culture that he saw while he was playing with the Giants, and then also the players that we had. More specifically, QB1. QB1 attracts. He never subtracts. He always adds to the equation. So it's so funny to me to just hear a lot of these people, non-football people who haven't played football at a high level, like literally critique QB1, as you said, a Super Bowl champion and a Super Bowl MVP. It's just mind-blowing to me because
it won't make sense, bro. Don't even try to figure it out. Like I said, you're going to rattle your brain, bro, because it makes no sense. It truly doesn't, man. It truly doesn't. But moving on, so legends. Legends. A few of them. Legends and leaders, I should say, that we've had in Philadelphia. This list is in any order. You just kind of just reading players off as they come. We're gonna drop about 10 of them. 10 of them. Start the list. What do you want to start with? Infamous Jason Kelsey.
Oh yeah, we can do Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey out here living his best life for real.
This ain't what you want.
Hey man, I seen boy. He was over his son had a little speedo joint. So yeah,
The July 4th, bro.
Yes, bro. I said this man is a fool, bro. Living his best life, having fun. I can't blame him at all. At all, man. All-time great here. You could say arguably one of the best centers to ever play football. Definitely the best center to ever come through Philadelphia. Super Bowl champion. Got it out the mud. Ohio guy. You know what I mean? Went to Cincinnati, I believe it was. Correct. This is a guy who didn't even come up playing center. I believe he played running back at one point. You know what I'm saying? So transition to center. Jeff got with Jeff Stoutland, and I could say the rest was history, man. The rest was history, man. What he's meant to this team. Once again, we talk about, like this list is leaders, the leadership on the field, off the field was there. The passion that he played with, it exemplified, or just it was Philly through and through. Philly through and through. That's a guy who will never be replaced. It's just everything about the guy, bro. Lunch pail guy, undersized. It didn't matter. I'm gonna get it done. I'm making plays. Multiple Pro Bowls, multiple All Pros. Not a lot can say that they've done what he did in this time span. He did it because Jason Kelsey, he wasn't in the league the longest. You know what I'm saying? But long enough to leave his mark. We're still trying to model the centers after him. You know what I'm saying? We got Cam Jurgens comes in. Hey, built just like Jason Kelsey, moved just like Jason Kelsey. Something about that mold, the way he put it down on the field, man. Hey, man, it's just can't be replaced. Truthfully.
It can't be. And so I'm guessing Philly just rooms leaders.
That's what we do.
Because you already know in 1776, you already know the Declaration of Independence was signed. 1787, you had the Constitution. And then I just thought it was a fun fact in history. 1911, the first NCAA CP chapter in Philadelphia was open, which I thought was super dope. But to get back on track, as you mentioned, Jason Kelsey can never be replaced. That 62 will forever hang in our rafters and hang in our hearts. But with these players, I definitely made some quick bullet points because if y'all are supporters, y'all already know how me and Big Hus can get. Y'all know when we start talking ball, we start talking ball. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. But with Jason Kelsey, he's iconic. He's a 6-time Pro Bowler, an emotional leader, beloved in the community, always gave heartfelt speeches, and does great work in the charity space, especially with his Be Philly Foundation. So like I said, Jason Kelsey will forever be remembered as a lifelong Philadelphia Eagle, one of the special Eagles. And still to this day, we still miss him, but Cam Jurgens, as you mentioned, has done a phenomenal job in filling in his shoes and replacing a legend, because we all know that Jason Kelsey is a first ballot Hall of Famer when he's eligible for that.
For sure. No doubt about it. Yeah, that guy, like you said, great career. And now he's having a great post-career podcast, everything going on, as you mentioned, living his best life. That is definitely somebody who folks should look to, as far as living out your dreams and just putting it all out there, because he put it all on the table. Another guy that we both like, this is a hometown guy for me, from Piscataway, New Jersey, Malcolm Jenkins, former Buckeye. Came in the league as a corner, transitioned to safety, and it kind of took off for him. He comes in, does a lot of things within the community. He was with the Eagles from 2014 to 2019. Also another Super Bowl champion. Just known for his leadership once again on the field, but also off the field. He deals a lot in the community and politics and giving back. Very charitable person, 3-time Pro Bowler, won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, or was a nominee for that award when he was with the Eagles. Just one of those guys who is truly all about community and giving back and trying to uplift those who might not be in the best situation, show them a different light. He's very respected, not only with the Eagles. He talks about the Eagles all the time, but like I said, within the community, within Philly and New Jersey.
And with me, it's very simple with Malcolm Jenkins. Obviously, we know he was our defensive captain, Super Bowl 52 leader, very versatile and dependable on that back end. As you mentioned, because he's a social justice activist, started his Malcolm Jenkins Foundation and heavily involved in education and the reform efforts, something that I commend him for, sticking up for what he believes. And that's what I notice about a lot of players that we have here in Philadelphia. Jeffrey Lurie, our fabulous owner, gives them a platform, a major platform, to fight for what they believe and then even support what the players believe. As you see, a lot of different organizations are ran completely different. Here in Philadelphia, we are the model organization. We are the gold standard organization, and we really run it like a family. We treat this like a family. A lot of other organizations, you look around and it just looks like, what's it called? People are just showing up just to get paid. They don't really care about the players. They don't really care about their teammates, the front office and things like that. But that's one special thing about Philadelphia that I can say is that we are truly one big family here. You even hear the players mention it they always say from the top to the bottom, from even Jeffrey Lurie to the cooks. Everybody is bought in the building, and that stems from the culture that we have built here in Philadelphia. But also, one thing I wanted to say about Malcolm Jenkins before I wrapped it up is we know how much we love Malcolm Jenkins. Now, to me, he is one of the top safeties to ever play in Philadelphia. Okay. But it's hard to put him as the best safety in Philadelphia because we have one guy who is on this list.
And we already know what that is, but
we already know who it is. You see what I'm saying? We have one guy on this list. We don't want to ruin the surprise, but Malcolm Jenkins was definitely a hero. I remember when he flattened Brandon Cooks in the Super Bowl.
Man, set that tone.
Put football out.
Brandon Cooks gets knocked out.
Stepping up, deep downfield, wide open. Brandon Cooks. And he gets smacked down at the 40-yard line, taking some shot there by Jenkins.
Ball did not come back. You see what I'm saying? But Malcolm Jenkins always just made plays, and I just admire him more. Even though he was great on the field, I admire him more off the field and for the man that he is.
Absolutely. Next guy that we're going to talk about, who we've already kind of mentioned on here, Brandon Graham, kind of comes in at the number 5 spot in total tackles in Eagles history with 359 total tackles. Also has the 3rd most sacks in Eagles history, only behind Reggie Wright and Trent Cole. If you know, you know. He's also a Super Bowl champion, played a pivotal role in the 2017 championship run, and he also played a pivotal role in our recent Super Bowl championship last year prior to getting hurt. He'll always be remembered for the strip sack on Tom Brady.
2nd and 2. And Philadelphia has it. Derek Barnett comes away with
in the final moments of 2017. Look, crazy. Right. First one had to get that on there. Hey, and now we in there. In there. We at the table for real. This guy, as we talked about, very passionate, a lot of energy, definitely respected within the team and the community. You have guys like Nolan Smith who looked up to him and other players on the D line. But look, this guy, we talk about this is a Philly guy. Brandon Graham's a Philly guy, lunch pail guy. I'm gonna run my mouth You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna back it up. What you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? He'll always be an Eagle. He'll always be in the Eagles office. This guy, you won't be able to get him out of Philly. You know what I mean? It's in his blood. It's in his blood. And you have to love that. He's been named to 1 first team All Pro and 1 Pro Bowl. But if you watch Philly since I believe he was drafted in 2010, all effort. All effort. Even when things weren't going his way, all effort. My man never gave up. A lot of players, honestly, if they were in his position, your first round pick, your career kind of started off how his started out, you would have folded. Most would have folded, but he stuck with it, man. And you got to tip your hat to that. So he worked from being, I don't want to say a nobody, but kind of thrown to the side to everybody love BG. You know, so for what he's given and just the passion he's played with, man, I always love this guy.
Thanks. And if we take a little trip down memory lane, because I'm not going to call people out, but I'm going to call some people out. A lot of people wanted, what was the Bulls' name? He's slipping Earl Thomas.
Yep.
Earl Thomas over BG. And in hindsight, glad we chose BG because of the rock star and the legend that he has turned into. As you mentioned, he is forever etched in history with that strip sack on Tom Brady. Obviously, BG was one of the longest tenured Eagles in history. When you think of BG, when I think of BG, I think a big energy guy, a trash junk talker, strong community presence, involved in youth mentorship. And then also he always has a smile on his face. Every time you see BG, he's always smiling and laughing and just a happy-go-lucky individual. That's somebody who we can be proud to root for and say that that's one of our homegrown from the start. We drafted him in 2010. He just retired in 2024. But as you mentioned, because his start wasn't the best. But it's not how you start. It's always how you finish. And when if you go back and you say to us, oh, BG is going to be a Hall of Famer, he'll have 2 Super Bowls when it's all said and done, you probably would have looked like, the way I was shaping up, I don't know about that. But like you say, he just kept coming to work, kept putting his head down, working and grinding, and turned into a legendary player. And I'll forever owe BG and forever love BG for what he has done, not only on the field, but off the field for the Philadelphia Eagles.
For sure. Like I said, legend for real. Another legend, arguably you could say best D tackle of this era, second best D tackle of this era, Fletcher Cox. Hey, man, Mississippi State product. They turn out them defensive players, and he was one of them ones. Had 12 years with Philadelphia.
Yep, 2012 to 2023.
Yes, sir. Tallied the 8th most tackles as an interior defensive lineman and 2nd most assists. Logged the 3rd most sacks. Named to 6 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl champion. If it wasn't for Aaron Donald, we all know how phenomenal Aaron Donald was. Fletcher Cox would easily be the best D tackle of that 2010 era, 2010s era, whatever. I don't know how they kind of break it up. But fluid, great hand movement to be 300 plus, moved extremely well. Game changer, disruptor. He was all of that. All of that. Great leader. I remember when Jalen Hurts kind of first took over as quarterback, when they set Carson Wentz down, you saw Fletcher Cox on the sideline, one of the first guys up there. Hey, go, Jalen, go. I'm the defensive guy. I don't really got to be worried about what's going on the offense. I'm Fletch. I'm him. Everybody know Big 91. You feel me? Like straight up. He didn't have to do that, but he knew the change that was happening in Philadelphia, and he wanted to instill confidence not only in his group but in his team. So to see him do that, I was like, yeah, it ain't just about him. Fletch is really, he's a team guy, team first guy. Whatever the team needs, he's gonna give it all. Mess my hand up, I'm coming back. tweak my knee a little bit, I'm gonna get up. I'm back in that. I'm back in that joint. 100% all the time. Tamer of BG. Like I said, we spoke earlier. BG get too crazy. Fletcher, hey man, let's wheel it back in. Let's dial in real quick. We got to focus back up. You know, always level-headed, but play with a bunch of energy. Get that sack, my man. Do that crawl.
Wilson gets taken down at the 37 yard.
I'm like, I love it. I love it. You just knew when you had him out there, your team always had a chance. He instilled hope, not only just on the field, but off the field. Like I said, a lot of players look up to him. We brought Jalen Carter in. Jalen Carter came in with a bunch of noise around him. But one of the main reasons why we brought him in, we knew we had a Fletch, a BG, the leaders there to groom this guy. And now we looking at Jalen Carter. You don't hear them things anymore. That was due to Fletch and them guys. Hey, young blood, you got the talent, but let's tighten up. You know, so he did that. It's just another guy can't be replaced, man. He's meant a lot, and just to do it for 12 years, yeah. He came in hot. You know what I'm saying? Consistent.
And it's funny too because I remember that season, it was two players the Eagles were looking at. It was either Fletch or it was Luke Kuechly. It was one of the two. And I'm glad that we did choose Fletcher Cox because obviously, as you mentioned, all the accolades and statistics that Fletch has done, we haven't seen that in a while. We have had some great D tackles for the Eagles, but nobody really on Fletch's level, especially in the 2000s. When you think about Fletch, you just think of a dominant. He was a dominant force on the D line for a decade. He's quiet but a vocal leader, as you mentioned. Like when he needed to speak up, he'll speak up and let things be known and get everybody back in order. Very, very well respected in the locker room amongst his peers and amongst his teammates and the coaching staff and the front office. And he has a lot of love and commitment for the city of Philly and Mississippi. Obviously, with him being from Mississippi and then him basically growing up in Philadelphia, it makes sense for him to have love between both of those cities. But again, Fletcher Cox, for what he had did for the Philadelphia Eagles, cannot go unnoticed. Definitely forever will be remembered for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was sad for me to see him hang up his cleats when he did. But again, like you said, with him grooming Jalen Carter and knowing that he had a dog coming right behind him, I'm glad that our team is a type of team where when you have the young dogs coming in or you have another person come from the team, from another team, we don't be on no hating stuff. You see what I'm saying? They don't never come up like, I ain't about to help them. I ain't about to do this. We've always had a team where we always help one another, just as you said in the last video, because we help and play for one another. We want to see the growth of our teammates. You see what I'm saying? And Fletcher Cox embodied that. And I'm forever thankful for Big Fletch. Big Fletch.
Gotta love Big Fletch. Like I said, Big 9-1, man. I definitely hated to see him go.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.